I believe that positive liberty basically boils down to getting what you really want. And what we all really want is to flourish, to live well, to be self-actualized. Unfortunately, sometimes we make bad decisions that contradict that goal. And in those cases, we need the state to save us from the consequences of our bad decisions. And that is the basis of paternalism. And that sort of paternalism actually makes us freer in the most fundamental sense, which is getting us to the goal that we really want, which is self-actualization. I think for a future discussion, it would be very, very interesting to talk about the difference between hard power and soft power, because the libertarians and classical liberals always want to run to this idea of Stalin. Stalin. We heard a lot about Stalin. Stalin apparently is no worse than Greg Johnson. And I think that there's another kind of power that's pervasive in liberal societies, and that is soft power. That is power that exists outside of the state apparatus, that shapes our preferences, that deplatforms us based on lists created by non-state actors, that engages in censorship and propaganda, and it's massive and all-pervasive. And yet the people who live under the rule of this soft power, they find it almost invisible. And liberalism, especially classical liberalism, is blind to this soft power. They have nothing to say against it because their only objection could really be, well, if the checks didn't clear. But the fact that we have a society where the ability to shape people's consciousness and to shape politics and to shape political policy is controlled by unaccountable elites in academia and the media and so forth, that is something that I think we really need to address, because that's really where the classical liberals and libertarians are blind to the real forces that rule us. And if we're going to deal with the real problems that we face, we've got to deal with the real enemy. The enemy isn't Stalin. He doesn't exist anymore. There's something far worse than Stalin, far more pervasive than Stalinist hard totalitarianism. That's the soft totalitarianism of contemporary liberal society.